And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Beyond the Summer presentation of the iLeague Season 3 Dota 2 Chinese qualifiers. Here in the group stage, we've got ourselves a match between Vici Gaming and Dream Gaming. This is a 2-game series, and this is just game number 1. Going into it, we have ourselves a few delays here. FY seems to be fashionably late, handsome as always, I'm sure, but he's going to be drafting it up here for Vici Gaming, and let's get right into it. It's a 6.84 draft featuring Lion and Dragonite as the opener here. Dream Gaming, they're going to be going with the Centaur, Warrunner, and the Vengeful Spirit. So I think we're going to see a Leshrac here from Dream Gaming, and I think they're going to try to go for that tempo draft that we saw in the past couple of days. So they ban out an Alchemist just in case they have to worry about a Lion suddenly having an Aghanim Scepter. I could imagine like an Alchemist Darkseer type thing, or an Alchemist Magnus would actually be pretty scary. Now that I think about it, since the Empower would allow the Alchemist to farm. But yeah, no, they're going to ban out the Undying, the Spirit Breaker, the Alchemist, whereas Vici have taken out the Queen of Pain, Ancient Apparition, and Brewmaster. So yeah, I think Queen of Pain and Ancient Apparition are two of the most powerful heroes this patch. I think Ancient Apparition is severely underrated and can counter, I don't know, about half the drafts just based on the fact that there's so much more healing in the game right now. But the Viper's going to be banned out too, so Dragonite has a good laning phase. Even with the Breathe Fire, Dragonite still gets stomped on by Viper in 1v1 mid, so taking care of that. But yeah, I expect the Leshrac to come through anyways for Dream Gaming. Along with that, they're obviously going to be looking to get a lot of kills, to get a lot of push emphasis, so anything kind of with early aggression would be an important factor for them. They really want to just get their bearings. They want to actually show that they can fight, that they can take things in this game, and if they end up tapering, if they end up wavering, at least they gave it a good shot here in the group stage. I mean, it's up against Vici Gaming. I'm not going to lie, this is a skewed matchup. Dream Gaming are definitely in the lower quadrant of the teams participating here in iLeague. Vici Gaming, they are the top tier. They are the one that everybody hopes to be. And I would have to say that it's just got to be them looking to try to take a game off them, trying to catch them off guard, cheese them out a little bit, and like I said, tempo is a big deal. So we'll see about that Shadow Fiend versus Dragonite matchup. If the Shadow Fiend starts off pretty well with Necromastery stacks, then he actually has a good time, because Dragonite's Breathe Fire only affects base damage, and Necromastery's bonus as actually bonus damage. So that means that Shadow Fiend has to get off to a good start within the first several creep waves. If he does, he has a chance at that lane. If not, it's going to look bad for him. He's going to sit back and raise maybe a support stack for him. Venge is pretty good at stacking at long range on Radiant side, so I would say that maybe he can at least farm up some stacks in the jungle and try to bounce back that way from a lost lane. But Lion, a good all-around support for Vici Gaming. Pretty good for either Fenrir or FY. I think I want to see some more FY Chen. I think that would be really good. Get Chen on the field, get Dragonite push, I don't know, Lone Druid safe lane carry, something like that would be fun. That seems to be a lot of potential. And there's the Chen. So FY Chen, Fenrir on the line. Oh, no, sorry, it's Fenrir on the Chen, right? Yeah, he's been playing it more recently. FY he used to play a little bit Chen, but likes those stunning supports, likes to control the fights rather than micro too intensely. Still, I've got to translate here from Ice. There was a lot of lobby chat going back and forth, and I couldn't translate it all, but I got a troll comment from Ice that involves FY saying, "I am the master from Chen," so I'm assuming that's a mistranslation, but still, FY is about that Chen life too, so whoever picks it up, it's going to be fun.
Reserve time.
So, Shadow Fiend, Venge, Centaur, they're probably going for the Leshrac next, trying to deal with the tempo of like a Dragonite Chen Lone Druid draft. Or Lycan and Lone Druid pretty interchangeable here, I think. Used to be Juggernaut was actually a pretty good pick with the push emphasis, getting the healing ward out and that kind of thing, but he's been having some harder time dealing with different things. I still think the spin is actually pretty strong in the context of this game, because you can easily see the hoof stomp and the magic missile coming. So How could be spinning, he could find pretty much easy opportunities to avoid any circumstances where those spells would connect otherwise. Even if it is a long cooldown, even if it is heavy mana cost if you decide not to rank it. And yeah, Fenrir's been jungling on the Chen most recently. It's just, it's stuck into my mind because Isis was bragging about FY's Chen earlier. So, anyways, Bristleback is going to be picked up here for Dream Gaming. And I'm interested in seeing how they want to run that. Do they run a safe lane bristleback, rush out some key items? I guess so. I mean, he's not going to be playing support. He's not going to be like duo offlane with Centaur. So I would have to say, yeah, this is going to be a safe lane farming bristleback. So probably as safe as you can get. Chen doesn't very frequently rotate down to the bottom lane in the early stage of the game on the Dire side, and bristleback is a tanky hero. So we'll see what they can end up doing with it, but Vici just pick up the gyrocopter for Hao, and that's still some good push emphasis. Even if he just picks up a Ring of Basilius, he's emphasizing push, and that's going to be allowing them to get him a lot of momentum early on. So we'll see if he gets to go for like a Shadow. Either of them get to go Shadow Blade early. Actually, there's a build that I saw somebody running the other day that I really like, and I think that we're going to see a lot more of. The Dragon Knights that I've seen, or one of the Dragon Knights that I saw him twice. He did the same build both times, and I think it's really cool. After getting Power Treads, he went into Glimmer Cape. But the key thing about Glimmer Cape, in the context there, is that it's disassemblable. So it's Shadow Amulet and Cloak, and you can disassemble them. So you essentially have a casual Cloak, and then you have, as you're building towards Silver Edge, as you're looking for your Shadow Blade, as you're looking for your Sange, and the recipe, you actually have a casual Cloak / casual Amulet that combine together to form something that's, while a little bit mana intensive, is extremely powerful. Because you already have a ton of natural physical resistance with your Dragon's Blood armor. You get a ton of magic resistance with the potential active of that Glimmer Cape, and you have a lot going on. That's a really powerful item. So the fact that that can be disassembled is huge in my mind. I think the standard progression in the future for Dragon Knight could very well be treads into Glimmer Cape, then you get your Sange, then you go into the Shadow Blade and into the recipe for the Silver Edge. So that's just my 2 cents. I thought that was really cool and pretty inspired, and I could see that progression working out pretty well for a lot of other DKs in the future. 6.84. Disassemble Dota. But we're going to see Lina as the last pick here. I think that, yeah, that is definitely going to be a support Lina. So support Ven, support Lina, roaming around. The cool thing is they all are really benefiting from Stampede. They are all willing to just jump in there, get things done, get in for a stun, get in for... so obviously with that stuff it's mostly right clicks after he dishes out the raises. But Bristleback really, I mean, with max movement speed, will be right on top of you, causing some real issues, and should be pretty interesting. They didn't go for like a Chen counter, no Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden, or anything like that. And we are going to see instead the Earthshaker from Vici Gaming. So we'll see that in the off-lane role most likely for Ice, unless they're doing something very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, there we are. Ice. Picking it up. Should be a good time. So, Vici Gaming looking pretty strong here. Ice, Earthshaker, I haven't personally seen it since I've only been cast in China for the past couple weeks, and it looks like I have a replay or a Dota TV bug, so I'm gonna switch over to splash screen.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And reconnect to the game. But yeah, the Ice Earthshaker should be pretty fun. That's one I personally haven't seen, but I'm sure he has picked it up. It's been very common in China, actually. I've seen a lot of different Chinese teams run it, just Ice. His Earthshaker has eluded me for now. And that's what you want to do as an Earthshaker early on. You want to roam around a little bit. You want to find opportunities to catch people off guard. Let's pull up the item chart and see how things are looking. So Ice is going boots first, FY boots first, and Demons boots first. No talismans. It's going to be, of course, a strength mid rushing bottle for super. And then for the SF, he's going for that Wraithband start. So pretty good spot for them to be in. A lot of emphasis here on the top bounty rune. Not much on the bottom one. Centaur's not even there. He's hanging around casting Hoof Stomp. And in 25 seconds, that bounty rune's going to spawn. He better be making his way there. But we're going to see a remake anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter where he positions. Because everybody wants to get back into the game with no ping issues whatsoever. So just a quick refresher here. We've got Lina, Shadow Fiend, Bristleback, Vengeful Spirit, and Centaur versus Lion, Dragonite, Gyrocopter, Earthshaker, Chen. And we will be seeing them get back into it in just a minute here. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll get into the game as soon as the remake goes through. Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summer presentation of Vici Gaming versus Dream Gaming here in the iLeague Dota 2 Chinese qualifiers group stage. So, we've got the AP remake of Dream Gaming on our hands here. We're going to be looking at these two teams, Dream Gaming and Vici. So, starting things off, we'll go ahead and introduce the side of Dream Gaming, the certain underdogs in this matchup here, as I switch back over to the overlay proper. So we're going to be looking at AO on the Lina, Jixing on the Shadow Fiend Wraithband start. We're going to be seeing the Bristleback take it to the off lane as the Centaur makes his way down bottom. So Zove is their safe lane player. I've seen him play a couple of carry positions previously, and he's going to be rushing on a Blink Dagger on that safe lane. So with that in mind, we're going to be seeing Demons on the Vengeful Spirit as with Boots first, as well as the Lina on the supportive role. So that's going to be interesting to see them kind of roaming around together trying to find opportunities. And they're actually going to get less farm on their Bristleback than they are on the Centaur. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see them progress as quickly as possible towards that Blink Dagger and try to find that timing. A lot of people have lost confidence in off-lane Centaur. They just feel like he doesn't control the lane well enough and he's going to get zoned out too well and then won't have a jungle to fall back on. So I really do feel like that people are more okay with Bristleback losing farm early and making up for it later. We're going to see a contest for the top bounty rune, though. This should be pretty interesting. Bottom bounty rune looks to be going to the Centaur, but Stud's coming out onto How. Will they get the Light Strike Array? Yes, they connect with the Light Strike Array. So although there's an Impale, how does he feed First Blood? Jixing will get that, as well as the bounty rune. That's right, guys. He got he got the First Blood gold, which is 301. He got the bounty rune gold, which is 100, and now he is well over halfway to level 2. Like I said that he needed a good start to deal with Super here. He's certainly going to have one. This is incredible. Getting a bottle out here at about the same time Super does, despite the fact that he went for the Wraithband start. Oh man, that's just so good. So we're going to see some contests of the jungle here. We're going to see a Magic Missile connect, and the Light Strike Array will follow. But there's a Thunderclap. Should allow Fenrir to try to deny neutrals. It looks like his game plan is, but it's not going to work out. The Potato does not comply. Hellbear chases down the Fiery Lina. And that's a second kill on the board for DG. So, well, as I said, these guys are the underdogs. So, pretty happy to see them already working out. But we'll give both teams their fair share. Oh, Super. Light Strike Array did connect already. So, they're going to right-click him down. He's dead. Oh, that's the third kill. We will see. Gyrocopter will kill off the Vengeful Spirit here. How finds a nice opportunity with Venge that stuck around far too long. But still, going in and getting another kill. 15 souls now up on the Shadow Fiend. When you get a hero kill, you get so much more, and SF was the one to get the last hit there. So Super goes down, and Max Necromancer comes out for Jixing. This is actually insane. Like, yes, they lost the Venge, but that doesn't mean much at this stage when there's so much else going on. So, gonna go ahead and introduce the Dire side, just so for those that happen to be not familiar with one of the best teams in the world. This is Super on the Dragon Knight here, playing solo mid. Going for the bottle early, obviously, and he's gonna be he's actually one of the best Dragon Knight players in the world. 6.84 buffed up DK heavily, and Super, I'm sure, was very happy because this guy just rocks the Dragon Knight. Is amazing at it. FY is gonna be running around on the Lion. He's got his boots up. We got Fenrir running around on the Chen Micromaster. We've got Ice with his Mango on the bottom lane with his little armadillo pet as well. That's the Earth Shaker, and in this case a Core Shaker. FY looking to snipe a courier, but no siree. They're not having any of that. They had the Rating Observer Ward coming here, so they're going to go ahead and micro that courier appropriately to make sure it survives, and then upgrade it at 3 minutes. Meanwhile, yeah, we've got Hao up on the top lane, safe lane carry, farming up as best he can, but if you look at it, that's 5 last hits. That's only 5 last hits. They gave FY 7 of those for specific reasons. We'll see what those specific reasons are in the future. He's actually going to dive for the courier. Oh man, that would be good, really good timing, but they just bring it back to a safe position where it's not going to be killed. They're going to put it all the way into here. You can actually see it from the high ground. If you stand up here, you can actually kill this courier there, but only from that specific spot, so it's unlikely that FY will find that. And now they're going to just try to force him out. Say, okay, well, we'll just bodyguard the courier, be an escort service, and different capacity, and that'll work out. So bottom lane's gonna be pretty hotly contested. It's a 1v1 between two heroes that generally don't lane that kind of matchup, but I've seen actually Earthshaker win the matchup on some good Enchant Totem play. Generally against agility heroes, Centaur's a little bit too tanky to take that kind of harassment, take that kind of pounding, but you never know. Super here, any forward step, and he's going to be in a bad spot here, but he's got pretty good vision on the Lean and the Venge. It's unlikely he'll overstep. And yeah, there you go. 2 points in Enchant Totem. This is how you run it. You just go at level 4, you start pounding away with that big damage boost, plus 200% damage. It means triple the hits. It's like having 2 DD runes. But Centaur here, he's got his Tranquil Boots, so harassment won't matter to him too much. In fact, he's trying to set things up for the Venge, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Boundary Rune for AO, bringing him up to level 3, 2-1-0 build. Works out pretty well for him, but the Dire do spot out his movements here. So it's going to be Ice playing it back once again. So just looking at early last hits, 22 and 8 is the Shadow Fiend. No surprise after he got that early Necromastery start, and he'll have his treads into maybe Mech very early on. And then 22 and 7 is the Centaur, and that's a little bit more surprising to me. Zove is doing really well in this safe lane, just perfectly last hitting, not contested whatsoever by Ice. And he's got a full wave to work with too. It's like he has 24, but he also has like 5 creeps in front of him, so that really just makes it all the better. Anyways, up top you've got the Gyrocopter now kind of catching up. He's finding himself 24 last hits, so Hao finding his phase boots and looking for the next big thing. No Basilius, actually. I'm kind of surprised at that. But as it is, the Chen is also doing pretty well. With a few Shard Golem and maybe Skeleton kills, he's able to find a little bit more in terms of last hit count. And that brings his net worth up to 1620. As you can see, just because your top last hits does not mean your top net worth. He's buying a lot of support items, and a lot of these creeps don't really give actual last hit value. Like these guys, 14 gold a pop, not the best, but still, it's there. So, going ahead and just looking at overall progression here, Ice, forced away from the bottom lane by the Centaur Venge. Going to be rotating up top, seeing what he can do, but that's scouted out with the last 30 seconds of this Observer Ward. So although he'd love to dive past this tower, find a specific target. Interesting. He's coming in. I mean, he's breaking smokes. That's good. But now he's caught out by the Fisher. They could still kind of try to block him off here. He is locked in. Oh, perfect block from Ice. Are you kidding me? The Troll Trap, the Dragon Tail, the Test of Faith. What a Fisher. Completely blocking off this zone here. Oh, man. That is just the perfect way to do it. And now we're going to see the dive forward onto the tower. They can do a lot of damage to this thing here. And Dragon Knight, of course, with the Elder Dragon form. That's his prerogative. He goes in. He doesn't even pop the DD rune here. He's very confident this tower is going to fall. It's just the fact is we're going to see a kind of a tower race as the tier 1 in mid is pressured. DK is actually TPing back right into multiple heroes, but no stuns connect, so he's going to try to ward them off while the push ensues up top. Down bottom, Ice TP'd back down to deal with the Centaur, and it looks like he'll be able to get something out of this lane. Soul Ring coming out for him. But the Centaur is already very close to the Blink Dagger. Only about 700, 800 gold off, and that is going to be some major initiation coming from him. Couple of stacks here for the Shadow Fiend. Pretty good start for him. You look at the net worth, 3,900. He's got 50 last hits, 10 denies, and he's got a Ring of Aquila as well. How is going to be going for Anikila himself? I'm not sure how to pronounce that thing still. I should look that up. But yeah, we've got the headdress coming out for the Chen. Gonna be a mech build for him. Mech build for the Shadow Fiend most likely. Double Iron Bridge generally would indicate that. Along with the fact that it's the most common Chinese first item for Shadow Fiend, and it allows them to kind of 5-man a little bit, which I think is going to be strong when the Centaur comes out online with the Blink Dagger. Once you get the mechanism out on Shadow Fiend and you get the Blink Dagger out on Centaur, that allows you to move a lot more actively across the map and be very intentional about your movements. Say, okay, we want this tower. Centaur, if anybody tries to slowly defend it, to make a small move the direction of defense, then you just go ahead, jump them, we follow through with some good kills, and that just gives us more momentum. But we'll see how that pans out. We haven't really seen too much as far as ganks from Fenrir. He's gotten 1 kill, 1 assist. Obviously, he was involved in the Bristleback kill just now. But other than that, I mean, killing off the Centaur, it's been pretty chill from him. FY taking the lane. Like I was saying, Hao and him seem to be trading off farm quite a bit, and I'm curious what they're going to do with the FY Lion as he gets farmed up. Are they going to go for Hand of Midas and then give Hao the farm? So essentially that way FY gets a farming tool. Oh, Echo Slam onto the creep wave. Ice connects with another stun, but he would have to mango out an enchant totem to get that kill, and the cooldown just wasn't there. So we're going to see the Stampede away, and it looks like Zov will get in a position where he can just TP out, but nobody has... Oh, Demons does have a TP for him. They're going to have to trade it off very, very quickly. He buys the Blink Dagger. Demons does not give him the TP scroll, so he's caught out here. I don't know why they're just sitting here waiting to be jumped on, being tower dove. Zov could absolutely be TPing home right now, but no. They get them stuck, they get them locked in, and it looks like Demons is the only one that could even possibly get out. They're going to try to fight it under the tower here, but here's the call down. The Fisher, Jixen goes down immediately. Half his souls dissipating. Ice now pursued upon. Nice enchant totem damage. He'll be Test of Faith home. Super. Right-clicking away, still has a lot of magic stick, a lot of bottle, and boom! Goes the Dynamite Lion. Nukes down the Bristleback with the Finger of Death. Chen finishing off the Lina. And that is nearly a wipe. In fact, the only one that survived is the one that I assumed was dead at like 20% HP under his tower. Zov walks away. Everybody else feeds. I feel like that would have been just so much better as a disengage, but they thought they could fight it. They thought they should stand their ground. Well, they certainly gave it their best try, but Vici Gaming get the jump. They get a combo of stuns up on the Shadow Fiend. He puts out very little damage, only half of his Requiem. And now he's stepped back from his mechanism as the push continues down bottom. So, great pressure coming out from Vici Gaming. Soul Ring doing some good work for Ice, and obviously just great micro from the Chen, just getting involved there in that siege, in that fight. But I mean, I would say they had a strategic advantage, tactical advantage as far as like how they were flanking that. Just overall, their movement in that position. I mean, they had heroes coming in from the backside, they had the front, they had the full understanding of the TPs. They had a Centaur caught in here, like locked in position. Like there was definitely, if you just like go into the tactics of it, that was absolutely Vici Gaming's fight to take. They had the better flank, they had the better positioning concave, and they were able to get their spells off on whoever they wanted to when they wanted to. They had direct access to the primary targets. So, yeah, I would say Vici Gaming were pretty suited to win that fight. Fenrir is going to find that mechanism in no time at all. Jixing, oh, farming out way too far. Oh my goodness, that is not even close to where he needs to be at right now. That's a second death in a row, back down to 15 souls. Oh my, that he just is so desperate for that mech, and it looks like he got it, but not nearly as fast as he could have here in this 11.5 minute game. I mean, this has just been a little bit awkward from the Shadow Fiend, dying twice in a row. He had such a good start too. I mean, he was 2-0, he was nearly 90 last hits, and then 2 deaths. But they've got the blink up, they've got the mechanism up. Like I said, that's what they need to fight, so they're going to go for the smoke play. Let Shadow Fiend kind of recover in the jungle for a little bit while DG goes on the hunt. But who do they find? I think Ice is a pretty prime target. Obviously, FY behind him might be a big deal. And FY just rushed out the blink. No Midas or anything like that. Just wants to be involved. That's all he wants. And that creates space for Hal. But there's the jump. Ice is going to take a lot of damage, and the raise will finish him off. So FY blinks out the second he realizes it's a lost cause. And that is a 4 versus 1. So clean disengage for FY, but Ice inevitably falls to the smoke gang. So Hal going to put out pressure here on the top. Really emphasizing this blink dagger. That's the only thing, is like the Lion blink dagger, you want to get it before, like, I don't know, 18-20 minutes in the game, but there's not that much emphasis, generally speaking, on getting the blink dagger at like 10 minutes. Like giving this guy 25 last hits so he can get the blink dagger as fast as possible. That just doesn't generally happen. So I kind of look at that as like they're very intentional about getting FY online, and I figured maybe they were going to go for a different build. Like I said, the Midas into blink, and then he could actually look towards something like an Aghanim Scepter, or I don't know, any other kind of high utility items. There's a lot of good support items in the game now, with the new Solar Crest, with the Glimmer Cape, a lot of good stuff. So we're going to see the tower go down. How will last hit that, and Drum of Endurance plus the Phase Boots, and Aquila now online. Ogre Club coming out on the Courier. And we're going to hear Stampede down bottom. FY, he was hiding in the trees, lurking in the side shop, but they connect with some spells now. And they will make sure that he can't blink out. Stampede's a really good spell to have active on you to prevent blink daggers. You use Stampede, you blink on them, and as long as you collide with them, you're doing damage, and therefore putting their blink on CD. So you don't have to worry about it right-clicking or hoof stomping to try to actually connect with the gank. Usually you'll get blinked out of that, but Stampede covers it up. They get that kill. They get a nice ward down in their retreat as they take down the top tier 2 tower. So it's 5,100 net worth advantage right now for Vici Gaming, 5,000 experience advantage, and they're probably going to look at Roshan pretty soon. They're in a pretty good map position. Actually going to be Ice, blinking in, Echo Slam, and a quick finger to bring down the Venge. But they don't really have much left to actually take down the Shadow Fiend, and the Aftershock comes out too slowly for Ice. So yeah, just gonna focus down one support with those 2 ultis, but it's just generally not what you're looking for with that kind of a play. Still a show of dominance, brilliant display there. And I'm assuming they're gonna start warding up the jungle, at least here, if not getting it all the way to the western side of the map. So one of those 3 wards should be coming out pretty soon from FY here on the Lion. Sometimes you see like a ward down here so that it actually still covers the tier 2 TPs and doesn't get dewarded. But it looks like FY is going to go for the long haul, jumping all the way over to this cliff. He feels confident with his blink dagger, and he's going to get that ward down on the high ground. But the smoke comes through, the jump onto Hal. They're going to be able to nuke him down. Really nice movement from Dream Gaming. And FY on a cliff, doing his thing. Chilling out here, but he probably will just TP out. Fenrir, oh wow, that's a dangerous decision, walking right up to the high ground up against so many. I mean, he has limited vision at nighttime here, but that's still something that could cost him. In fact, Jixing finds him out, they stampede forward. If they connect with the stampede slow, it's a kill, but Ice locks him out. And FY still on the cliff, having a pretty good time. He has a little tea party going on up here. Ice pinging him out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Ice is going to be a crouching tiger hiding in the jungle, but I really don't think they can go for this play. They're talking about like maybe going for a kill on Zove, like those two-man dive onto the Centaur with their ultimates, but I really don't know about this. They're gonna go in, get the Fisher out, they're gonna get stunned. Oh, a nice Dragon Tail into Centaur War Runner. Ice takes some damage, but the Hand of God mech brings him back up. Venge going down fast in the call down. It's gonna strike twice onto Jixing. He'll go down, and Bristleback can barely escape. No, sir. Enchant Totem brings him down. The Fisher doesn't connect on the Lina, but nevertheless, it's teamwork, it's coordination, it's planning, and it's all based on the intel provided by that Observer Ward by FY. They had a flank with the Lion, blinking it down. They had the Chen Creeps moving in, and then they go in for the Disables. If not for that instant Dragon Tail, that fight could have gone so differently. The Centaur getting off Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, moving about the fight as he will, but no, instant Dragon Tail from Super, knew he needed to lock down the Centaur, and knew the Dragon Tail was fast enough to do that when he was in his ultimate form. Now FY gets caught out by Zove. No Dragon Tail to save you this time, and that probably will force them back. Yeah, the drums of retreat in this case. But still a really amazing fight. I mean, Centaur Stampede going in. Zove. Oh, the Echo Slam locks him out. Nice, Test of Faith home. Oh, if he had just gotten the Test of Faith, that was so close to actually being a very, very cool play. But they missed the opportunity. And now it's a very staggered retreat. So essentially what they were trying to do there was essentially the Fenrir Test of Faith's Ice home. He blinks and stuns them all 2 or 3 times with Aftershocks. And then the Test of Faith takes effect and he gets sent back to the fountain. Whereas everybody else is able to just, with space and time created for them, able to just run away. And that would have been an amazing play, but Ice does go down in the time that he was trying to buy for everyone, and in the end he's the sacrifice along with FY's Lion. Still, I mean, engaging that position was really cool on the bottom tier 2, gave them a big lead, but now we're going to see a jump onto How, very squishy right now, and they're going to Magic Missile him too. There's a lot of damage coming in, but it's the Earth Spike to save him. He drops the call down, and he will escape. Zove going down along with the Venge, along with the Bristleback. They cleaned it up nicely. And this is Vici Gaming just showing what they can do. You just do not jump on one of them. If you mess with one of them, you mess with all of them, and they are ready to rumble. Oh man, net worth right now it's over 8,000 for Vici Gaming, and we're actually seeing about a 7,000 experience advantage as well. Oh, watch yourself, Jixing. That's not the best spot to be. Lina, neither. She does have phase boots, Fiery Soul active, Drums of Endurance popping, but it's not going to be enough to escape the Blink Dagger. In the end, I think FY could look to run her down, but she's trying to juke. She's trying to hide. She's just trying to get away. And then there's a quick DC. Actually, that makes more sense. I saw FY stalling. I'm like, is he just trying to corner her? But it does seem like they just had a connection problem and a hiccup, which, as you can see, will be fixed. They're reconnecting in as we speak. So I'm curious how disorienting a disconnect would be at that stage. FY might have lost, he maybe was here when he lost connection and he just had a command to go here. And at that point, then he dropped out. So he had vision of her going up the ramp, but then he might not know where she went from there. So left, right, hard to say. We'll see if SSI can come in and save the day. Blink Dagger on cooldown for 6 seconds. FY is available now. If it was me just reconnecting to the game, I would say maybe like blink here. The second you reconnect, just blink into this position and get some intel, and that might give you a chance to know. Obviously, it wouldn't work if Lina was kind of hiding in the trees as she was, but she's moved out. She got caught out by these satyrs, so we're gonna see maybe a chance for them to corner her anyways. However, thinking in Ao's mindset here, he knows that with his Radiant Observer Vision, he has seen FY just like in that position very recently. He sees Ice. He's got to be feeling terrible. He's got to look to juke like in the trees here, either in this spot or in this spot. Maybe go. He can't really go back to the same spot as before, so we'll see. But looking for the reconnect, looking for the game to resume. Right now, it's 19 minutes in. It's 15-8, and Vici Gaming are looking really good. So we'll see this play out. FY does go for the blink, and there he spots AO. That is exactly how you want to run that, but it looks like there's too much distance here. Ice isn't going to be diving against the opposition, but just dropping down the ward. maybe inside the sentry's radius. Hard to say. And AO is actually going to go for the combo here. FY is going to take some massive damage, but the casual cloak saves his life. Oh, cloak value here. They will get that D-ward with that sentry placed centrally in the jungle, trying to negate any ward in this position. But that doesn't say casual cloak. I don't know what, but yeah, casual cloak value right there. That's just insane. This tiny bit of magic resistance going from 25% magic resistance to 31%. That's enough to save your life right there. We're going to see some damage coming into demons here. Oh, caught out so hard. Stampede cannot save you. He gets locked down. Fenrir taking the last hit. So he'll bear the burden of the vengeance aura. And we're going to see actually vision on Bristleback here. He's going to try to TP away. FY with the Hex. He is a little fishy. He's going down for sure. And he's had a really rough game. If you look at net worth, he's down at 4K. He's behind the Lion, FY's Lion, by 1,400 net worth. So yeah, I would have to say the Bristleback's having a pretty hard time. Hoping to be involved in a kill or two so that he can get some of that resurgence gold. But I'm not so sure. Bristleback's usually the one to die pretty quickly at this stage since he doesn't have any tankiness. I would actually not be surprised to see him go for a Bristleback stats build where he just leaves Viscous Nasal Goo at 1 point, because at this point he just can't commit to the fight. He can't actually stay in range, so I think he's just going to go for like a build that you just survive and run. We're going to see Zove get caught out here. Another quick stun onto him. They do have the Finger of Death. They will get swapped out. It's still going to be the Finger delivered. Oh, onto the right target. The swap out only delays the inevitable, and How pops the BKB. Double kill, godlike streak for Super. He's 9, 1, and 5, and he goes for the BKB into Shadowblade here. 12,000 gold, 11,000 experience, a lot of pain being brought from on the end of Vici Gaming, directly delivered to Dream Gaming's doorstep. Jixing with the BKB, 10 seconds on the high ground. Maybe he can get a good Requiem off. Let's look at Vision. Are they going to ward here? Are they going to ward over here? Are they going to see anything going on with that whole Shadow Fiend play? We'll have to see, but right now they just seem to be right up in the base, and another disconnect comes out. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with them, but not a great time to DC as How just kind of walks up into the base. Again, it's just a command. He was probably standing here. The last command was to go towards the base. He didn't intend to go this far in, but them's the breaks. That's what happens when you disconnect out, and they'll have to kind of get on understanding the situation once again. So Jixing's going to put some damage into How. BKB on cooldown, phase drum. He'll eat 1 extra raise, 1 extra right click, but he should be able to retreat to his allies fine. They've got the Hand of God, they've got the mechanism in 25 seconds, and we're ready to go. Centaurus coming up in 3 seconds, though. If they want to get involved, the Stampede, they have that there. The Nether swap back off cooldown. Maybe Stampede to try to swap How into the base. I think that might be the ideal play here. Just trying to get something accomplished. And we'll see if they're ready. So, go it in. How taking some massive damage here. The raise will connect. The stamp to so they do get the swap into the Light Strike Array. How going down without his BKB. Very nice kill, but they're going to jump in with Zove. He pops the BKB. Super. Really nice BKB, but the Shadow Blade isn't enough to get him out. Quill Sprays, Sentry Wards, they want this kill so bad. Oh, the Sentry. The Dragon Slave can come, and AO should be able to kill him. Lines it up, just narrowly connects, and that is going to be the kill onto the Dragon Knight. Oh, sometimes they're not so fire resistant even on the outside. So an awkward spot there. I'm sure they're talking about their technical stuff and a little bit frustrated about that, but you know, they throw Dream Gaming a bone, or at least the internet service providers throw Dream Gaming a bone, and we'll go from there. 8,000 experience now is Dream Gaming's deficit. Somewhere between like 11.5k net worth is still their disadvantage here. What else are we looking at? We're looking at Yule Scepter on the Lina, as well as Isis Sight's Earthshaker. We're looking at Glimmer Cape on the Lion. Or at least I saw a Glimmer Cape. Oh, he's hiding his Glimmer Cape because he wants to keep it a secret. Okay. So generally speaking, once you see an invis item, you start picking up a lot more detection. So that kind of makes some sense about the Glimmer Cape. But another thing to note is that you already have a Shadow Blade on your team from the Super Dragonite. So the sports are going to be buying dust and sentries anyways. Still, at least for the moment, they have it. So I guess there is some value in disguising your invis tactics. And we're going to see actually demons get caught out here. The first he gets caught out just by the troll trap. And then they follow through with the Fisher. And at first they seemed like it's going to be a very slow, painful death. But they make it quick with the finger. So, yeah. Just moving about. You could go for like an aggressive Glimmer Cape play that they won't see coming. Getting that extra 5 seconds of invis could be pretty powerful. But we'll see here. Super. Looking for a Shadow Blade play against the Shadow Fiend. And instead it's just going to be passive play. We see sentries going out pretty much everywhere trying to deward. And the end result is Dire don't actually have any vision right now. They placed out one of their wards out here and got dewarded, and they've got some in inventory, I believe. Yeah, Fenrir has a couple of wards, and he's got a couple more on the way. So 4 wards to be placed by Vici Gaming. It's just gonna take Fenrir moving out on the map to get them out there. In the meantime, defensive ward for the Secret Shop and for the top lane for the Radiant. A couple of them actually, and we'll see what they can do with it. Jixing has his BKB TP, so he's a little bit more confident pushing out like this. It's got to take like an instant Shadow Blade stun from the Dragonite to kill him off, and right now they see the Dragonite mid. He is going to be going for the Silver Edge next. We'll see how that plays out. Pretty awesome item. A lot of potential against Bristleback and just against most heroes, really. Glimmering, blinking around, controlling the jungle. Just kind of putting a chokehold onto Dream Gaming, but now they realize the smoke is coming through. This is probably the most obvious smoke you can make. When you're not farming this, there's no team that's that scared. There's no team that's scared that they won't farm these creeps. Because, honestly, if you're not farming those, there's no way you get back in the game. You have to take at least those creeps so that you can, get new items, have a chance at a fight in the future. So it's very clear that Dream Gaming are smoking. That dispels to no one's surprise. And they're just saying, okay, well, if you want to smoke, you can smoke. Walk right into the pit. We might as well all chat it, because we have an Ice Earthshaker waiting on the high ground, waiting to Echo Slam. And that's not going to happen. A TP Echo Slam? No. Ice. That would be wild. That would be absolutely wild. But no, he just goes ahead and hovers over the pit. They go ahead, take the Aegis, and I think he was trolling his team a little bit there. I think it was like, hey guys, I'm going in top, and they're like, no, please, this is not the time for this. But 14,000 net worth, 13,000 experience, Vici Gaming going down bottom with the Aegis on how. I mean, there's nothing more they need to finish this game. They're going to look to drop some wards to control the map a little bit, as we see Ancients covered, jungle covered, cliff covered, and maybe one in the base. And Fenrir will be feeling pretty good about his map dominance for this next stage of the game. But now we're going to see the first missile of the game. How skills it up here at level 15. A 1-point wonder for him. They're going to kill off the tier 3 tower. Super still in his red dragon form. But they're going to see a stop. A nice BKB from Super. Such a good reaction. Jixing, though, a nice Requiem will come out. 36 souls, putting damage in. Fenrir pops the Hand of God, pops the Mechanism, or Guardian Greaves will survive for a little bit longer. But in the end, it's got to be How. It's got to be Ice with the Echo Slam, looking for the Fisher follow through. But a nice stun from Lina allows the Bristleback to get away. And now we're looking at them just Shadow Blade again. Easy stun on Shadow Fiend. Mech or not, you're going down, my friend. Chain stunned to oblivion. A double Earth Spike from FY. And that is going to be a lot of pain coming their way. Now, just stunning and retreating. They want to just finish the Rex. They kind of want to be doing just warding them off so that How and Ice can right-click it down with the Enchant Totem. And now that they've done that, they're feeling pretty good to finish off the range and retreat from there. A good just set of structural damage on the base right now. Bottom lane takes it down. And FYO going in with the Glimmer Cape might be a little bit dangerous. So 20,000 gold advantage now as they take down the racks. That gives a hefty stun to the entirety of the team. And they still have the Aegis Immortal. They do expend some BKBs here. 8 seconds now on to How. Super is now down to 8 as well. But as a whole, this was a really good fight from Vici Gaming. They take a resounding advantage in this game. And it's got to be DG to pull some crazy Dota to make this happen. I mean, they have to hope for beyond a miracle at this point. Like, the matchup was already tough for them, but once you're lane down in 6.84, you're really hurting. You're either about to make the play that swings it back, or you're just gonna have a stranglehold put on you for the rest of the game. So we're gonna see here movement from Zove. Maybe finds out Super. They do see him actually. They do indeed see him with this observer ward. What a reaction from Super though! I gotta just commend this guy's reaction time this game. Every single time he hits that Dragon Tail, that BKB perfectly. He always sees the Centaur coming, even when it's out of his vision, and he makes the right play. So in this case, it was in his vision with the observer ward that I talked about earlier from Fenrir on the Ancients, but it's still just, he knows how the enemy is going to react, how the enemy is going to play it out, and that is just, this guy never seems to be caught unawares. He always knows what's up, and that is just awesome. We see the death of the Shadow Fiend here. He gets caught out in his own jungle. They had this observer ward placed out, and they used the Finger of Death to bring him down, but now we're seeing the tier 3 tower drop down in mid. Lina doing very little to hold on to that, and How is perfectly fine to commit here with his Aegis Immortal. GG. Going to be coming out from Dream Gaming. So Vici Gaming, they've been in complete control of this game for about the past 6 or 7 minutes, and that's going to be wrapping it up for game 1 here. A really nice showing from Dream Gaming, of course, but in the end, Vici just know exactly how to take those fights. Like, if you look at each individual engagement that they took under towers, it was always the right kind of pincer formation movement from Vici Gaming. They always had the backline secured while putting in the right creeps or heroes into the front line to make the kills happen. Looks like FY was looking for an Octarine, but didn't end up picking it up by the conclusion of the game. And FY is certainly becoming a troll in the making. I've seen a few times where he's like a little baby ice. He's just, you know, taking some lessons as far as the whole trolling thing goes and having some fun with the game, and it's great to see. But that's going to wrap up Game 1. We're going to be looking at Game 2 of iLeague Season 3 Chinese Qualifiers group stage match between Vici Gaming and Dream Gaming here in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining us here today on Beyond the Summit, and we'll be looking at the second game of 4 today for Chinese Dota. Once again, I am Blaze. If you enjoyed the commentary, look me up at BlazeCasting. Of course, check out BeyondTheSummit.tv, coverage hub for BTS, and we will see you guys very soon for Game number 2.